Today we're going to go ahead and get started right away with 9.4 and journalizing into a cash payments journal is our special journal that we're going to be working with here. In this problem, you can see that we have the transactions. We have 6 transactions. We have our petty cash report, which we could look at to find out how much we need to replenish in petty cash and what we actually affected. And then we have our our chart of accounts. So let's go ahead and get started with our transactions. So it says, using October of the current year, journalize the transactions of Golden Fabrics on page 10 of the cash payments journal. The checks use a source document are abbreviated as C right here. And no C is needed when we go down here to record it as part of the check number. All right, so on October 2nd, we wrote a check to Belton Communications for a telephone bill, $124, C521. So I want you to go through and see on the chart of accounts, does Golden Fabric have a telephone expense listed here under their expenses, or are we going to put it under utilities? Okay, it looks like we're going to put that one under utilities. Let's go ahead, utilities expense, check number 521. And that is going to be a general debit of $124. And as anytime we have a check or that we've issued a check, it has to be cash credit. Has to. All right, October 3rd, we wrote a check on account to Gray Manufacturing covering purchase invoice number 532 and for $1,640 less a 2% cash discount. So what that means is that earlier in our purchase journal, we debited to purchases $1,640, and we would find that on purchase invoice number 532. But now we're paying it off. So we are going to write in here Gray Manufacturing Incorporated, and our check number is 522. Now what I want you to do is I want you to stop and I want you to write this down. So what we have here is we have $1,640 is how much we owed. But part of our terms of sale was that if it would have been 2% or the 210 net 30. So Gray Manufacturing is going to give us a discount of 2% if we pay it within 10 days. So go ahead and put this in your calculator as 1,640 times 0.02, and that's going to give you an answer of $32.80. So what that means is that's how much of a discount we are going to get. So now what we need to do is we need to take our $1,640, which is the amount that we originally owed them, and we need to subtract our discount of $32.80. Sorry about this here. And so the amount that we are actually going to pay, our check is going to be worth $1,607.20. Did you write that down? because we are going to need all of these numbers. We are going to need this number, and this number. All right, let's go ahead and journalize them. So because it was on account, we wrote the check on account, we have to affect accounts payable. And the amount that we originally owed them was $1,640. We took a discount, which is this $32.40, and therefore we only owe them, or we're going to write the check for $1,607.20. Okay, so we need all three of those numbers. Anytime you are working with a transaction such as this one, I would encourage you to write it down on a piece of paper. Okay, now we need to verify here that your debits and credits equal. So we have one debit and two credits in this situation. So they should both equal 1,640. And don't forget your cents. A lot of you forgot your cents earlier in some of the assignments. So yes, 1,640 are debits and credits equal. Now we're going to move on. Let me go ahead and erase this part of it. And to the 9th. On the 9th, we wrote a check to LPF Manufacturing for merchandise with a list price of $1,575, C523. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is we bought merchandise. So what did we talk about earlier in one of our lessons? What's another way to refer to merchandise? Merchandise, when we purchase merchandise, when we write a check for merchandise, we're actually purchasing. We have purchases. So the LPF manufacturing doesn't matter because it doesn't say on account. All right. So we're paying for merchandise. We're paying for products to buy and then to resell to our customer on check 523 for $1,575 general debit and $1,575 cash credit. Any questions? Well, I guess you can't ask them here, but write them down and let me know if you have any questions. All right, the next one we have on the 12th, we recorded the direct withdrawal of the credit card fees from the bank account, $64, M77. So this is one of those situations where the bank has direct access to our money. So although we don't have to write a check, it is still a cash credit because it reduces the value of our cash account. So this is going to be, we want to go up to our chart of accounts and look at to see if we have a credit card fee expense, or is it just going to be miscellaneous? Oh, well, there we go. We have a credit card fee expense. So that is our transaction. That is our account title that we will use. And this is written on check 524, and it's $64 general debit, $64 cash credit. Then on the 16th, we wrote a check on account to Westland Supply covering purchase invoice 516 for $426. No cash discount was offered. So this is going to, it's on account. So we're going to put in Westland Supply, and it's written on check 520. Oh, I'm sorry, 524. There you go. This one was M77. Hopefully you guys caught that. And this is going to be a general debit of $426 and a cash credit of $426. And then finally, we are going to look at the 31st, where we're going to replenish the petty cash fund on October 31st. So you remember, if we're replenishing, we don't use the account title petty cash. We need to see what account titles we are actually affecting. So we're going to go back up to our petty cash report, and we'll get our information here. So we bought, I need to reduce the size here. Okay. So we bought supplies office, and that was for $48.15 debit. Supplies store, $57.18. Miscellaneous expense, for $47.64. And did we have any cash shortened over? Yes. Okay, so we had cash. Do you know which one it is? It's a cash short. If it would be cash over, it would have a parentheses around it. Okay, but it is a cash short. The account title is cash short and over. And how do you know if it's a debit or credit? Well, if it's the first part of the account title, this is the only way that I can remember, is if it's the first part of the account title, it's cash short. It would be in the first column of the general debit or credit columns. If it's cash over with the parentheses around it, it's the second part of the account title. It goes in the second column of the general debit or credit. So this one is cash short. It's going to go in as a debit. We want to add up our 4 debits just to verify that we've recorded them correctly. And that should match the value of the check to be replenished, or the amount to be replenished. So the amount of our check is $154.02. And that is the last transaction. So I want you to go ahead. Walking through this with me, you should have a flawless submission for working together. And now I want you to do the on your own and submit it before the end of class. Thank you.